You don't have to be controlled by your emotions or habits. Mindfulness offers a path from endless reaction to true liberation. What if you could change everything by simply changing how you pay attention? Mindfulness is not just a trendy buzzword or a fleeting practice. It is a profound journey that has been guiding seekers toward liberation for thousands of years. When we talk about mindfulness from a Buddhist perspective, it is far more than just being present. It is an awakening to reality, as it truly is to understand how mindfulness changes everything. We must first recognize what it really means to be trapped in reaction. Most people live their lives responding to their experiences, automatically guided by habitual patterns of the mind. These reactions can be emotional outbursts, anxieties, or compulsive behaviors that keep us locked in a cycle of suffering. When you react, you reinforce the same mental grooves that strengthen attachment and aversion. This is the cycle of samsara, the endless round of birth, suffering, death, and rebirth that Buddha aimed to transcend. The great insight of mindfulness is that it reveals this cycle as it is happening right in the present moment. It is like shining a bright light onto your inner world, illuminating the previously unconscious movements of thought, feeling, and impulse. Through mindfulness, you can begin to see the patterns of your mind with clarity. Before the presence of mindfulness, these patterns were like invisible operators driving your life behind the scenes. But now you are able to recognize them as just mental events, not facts or commands. Mindfulness cultivates a spacious awareness that holds your experience gently but firmly. This spaciousness is the foundation for change because it breaks the automatic chain reaction between stimulus and response. For example, imagine you are criticized at work or in a personal conversation. The habitual reaction might be anger or defensiveness. But with mindfulness, you can detect the arising anger, the tightening in your chest, or the heat rising in your face. You acknowledge these feelings without pushing them away or clinging to them. You watch them with interest but without judgment. This simple shift in relationship to experience creates a powerful transformation. You become less reactive and more responsive. Instead of being hijacked by the storm of emotions, you hold the calm eye of the hurricane. Inside this calm center, you have the freedom to decide how to act rather than being driven by unconscious impulses. This is the essence of liberation according to Buddhism. The Buddha taught that liberation comes from understanding the nature of suffering and disidentifying from the self that clings and reacts. Mindfulness is the tool that makes this possible. It is often said that mindfulness is the art of returning to the present moment again and again. But this return is not passive. It is an active engagement with reality. As it unfolds, this engagement dissolves illusion and reveals the true nature of self and phenomena. Mindfulness nurtures insight called vipassana, which means seeing clearly. When insight dawns, you begin to understand that the self you thought was permanent is actually a fluid collection of processes that arise and pass away. Mindfulness shows you that sensations, thoughts, and emotions emerge based on conditions and vanish without lasting substance. This deep insight is what cuts through attachment and fear. It creates a direct experience of emptiness and interdependence, which Buddha called dependent origination. When this wisdom becomes rooted, you are no longer a prisoner of your reactions. Instead, you are free to live with compassion, wisdom, and peace. This transformation from reaction to liberation is often gradual and requires patience. But every moment of mindful awareness adds to the fabric of freedom. You train yourself to spot when the mind is caught in suffering and gently guide it back to clarity. This practice is supported by the ethical framework of Buddhism, which encourages kindness, loving kindness, and non-harming. When mindfulness is paired with these qualities, your liberation extends beyond your own experience to touch all beings. The path of mindfulness also involves body awareness. Through the practice of mindful breathing, sitting, walking, or eating, your attention is anchored in the here and now. This not only stabilizes the mind, but awakens the senses to subtle beauty. Mindfulness invites you to fully taste every moment of life, the warmth of the sun, the texture of food, the sound of a bird. Call this sensory richness. Counters numbness and apathy. It helps dissolve the emotional reactivity that feeds suffering. Another crucial aspect is the cultivation of equanimity, which is a balanced mental state that remains steady amid pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow. Equanimity is the fruit of mindfulness practiced over time. It allows you to face life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Instead of being tossed by every wave, mindfulness also supports developing concentration, the ability to focus steadily without distraction. This concentration strengthens your clarity and power to understand the nature of mind and phenomena. It is the foundation for deeper meditation practices aimed at liberation. Finally, mindfulness transforms relationships with mindful awareness. You become more present and attentive to others. You listen deeply without judgment and respond with greater empathy. This creates more harmonious connections, breaking the cycle of conflict and alienation. Mindfulness, from a Buddhist perspective, is a comprehensive path that includes ethical living, meditation, and wisdom. It is a complete lifestyle that changes how you relate to yourself, your experiences, and the world. In summary, mindfulness is the key that unlocks the door from reaction to liberation. It changes how you experience every moment, turning resistance into acceptance, suffering into growth, and ignorance into profound insight. This transformation frees you from the chains of automatic reactivity and opens the way to a life lived fully awake and free. It is a timeless teaching that remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Your journey into mindfulness can begin right now by simply paying attention to your breath, your body, your thoughts, and your feelings. Start small, be gentle, and be consistent. With time, you will notice your reactions soften, your clarity deepen, and your heart open. This is the living proof that mindfulness changes everything from reaction to liberation. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this wisdom with others who may benefit from it. We'll see you in the next video.